Hi, and welcome to Council Recap, where we take the content of the City Council meetings and give you the breakdown. I'm Cedric Weldon. Let's get started. In this meeting, we open with Councilmember Faye Johnson presenting a proclamation to Pastor John L. Jefferson of Del Air Baptist Church. Johnson was recognized in our last meeting, however, his certificate was not presented. Johnson and Del Air Baptist Church were acknowledged on the 80th anniversary of the church and Johnson's legacy within the city. Next was a presentation from DJ Tirado and Jose Ibarra of the Public Works Department on bulky items. Jose outlined what qualifies as a bulky item, such as appliances or items too large for a trash bin. Schedule and directions to contact the department were explained, along with what is considered illegal dumping, the harms illegal dumping can cause, and what Public Works is doing to combat this matter, including citywide events. Then Dr. Brian Markarian, Superintendent of the Hawthorne School District, gave a presentation highlighting the growth the district has had amongst various subjects and attendance. Dr. Markarian also highlighted the accolades the district has earned and the efforts the district is taking to engage students and make schools more welcoming, inclusive, and on a path for higher education. Next, HPD's Captain Eric Lane gave an update on the Supplemental Law Enforcement Medical Services Program spearheaded by Officer Joe Nakagawa. Lane outlined how officers are trained by Nakagawa to administer various forms of first aid and medical assistance, along with the cities whom HPD is assisting with this program. And the last presentation within the meeting was the Good Neighbor Award from Erica Lampkin of the Human Resources Department, Brandon Pratt of the TV Media Department, Catherine Alcantara of Administrative Services, Angela Lee of Public Works, and HPD Officer Santos Jimenez were all nominees. All 4 nominees were awarded and recognized for their outstanding contributions in their departments and to the city of Hawthorne. There was one resolution this week, Resolution number 8558, a resolution proclaiming support for women's basketball players and urging the WNBA to negotiate equitable contracts that provide wages and benefits and improve working conditions that prioritize their health, safety, and holistic well-being was approved. There were no ordinances this week. Council did publicly receive, open, and declare sealed requests for bids for the City of Hawthorne, Me California Commercial Facade Project. Staff recommends to City Council to receive and award the contract to the lowest responsible bidder. There were 13 items on the City Manager's consent calendar this week, which saw the approval of the following. Project number 25-08, the Alley Improvement Project, was set out to bid with a return date of December 9, 2025. The work consists of grinding excavation and removal of existing pavement and construction of PCC pavement, curb and gutter, sidewalks, alleys, driveways, and ADA ramps, and adjustment of utilities and all other work necessary to complete the improvements in accordance with the plans and specifications. Next, Council approved appointment of volunteers to the General Plan Advisory Committee. Then Council approved a professional services agreement between the City of Hawthorne and Deckard Technology to provide monitoring and compliance assistance with short-term rentals. Next, Council accepted the grant of funds from the United States Department of Homeland Security, Federal Emergency Management Agency, to update the City of Hawthorne's Hazard Mitigation Plan. The grant award is $165,000. Then Council approved progress payment number 8 for project number 24-03 in the amount of $784,411.91 due to PCN3 Incorporated of Los Alamitos, California, for the City of Hawthorne New Senior Center. Next, Council approved an agreement between the City of Hawthorne and Constant Associates Incorporated to update the city's local hazard mitigation plan. The plan works as a guidebook to ensure that the city has assessed all the potential hazards in the event of an emergency. Then Council approved progress payment number 1 for project number 25-09 in the amount of $403,716.94 due to Chapman Coast Roofing Company Incorporated of Fullerton, California, for the HPD roof replacement project. Next, Council approved progress payment number 5 and final acceptance for the 3rd contract year and award of maintenance contract extension to Martinez Landscape Company Incorporated of Sylmar, California, for general maintenance. Council would then approve the fiscal year 2025-2026 blanket purchase orders for the Housing Department. Next, Council approved progress payment number 1 in the amount of $354,333.18 due to American Wholesale Lighting of Livermore, California, for the Police Department lighting project. Then Council approved an agreement between the City of Hawthorne and the City of Gardena for supplemental law enforcement medical director services. The Hawthorne Police Department's medical director, Dr. Joe Nakagawa, will oversee CPR, first aid, AED, Narcan, and tactical medicine training for the Gardena Police Department. Next, Council approved Measure M funding agreement MM5507.18 between the City of Hawthorne and the Metropolitan Transportation Authority to design street improvements for the 135th Street Improvement Project, from Aviation Boulevard to Glasgow Place, and an appropriation of $160,000 from the general fund balance for this project. And last, from the consent calendar this week, Council approved Measure M Funding Agreement MM5507.19 between the City of Hawthorne and the Metropolitan Transportation Authority to design street improvements for the Englewood Avenue Improvement Project, from El Segundo Boulevard to Rosecrans Avenue, and an appropriation of $130,000 from the general fund balance for this project. In the discussion action items portion of the meeting, Council announced nominations of commissioners. Mike Toledo and Stephen Nelman were nominated and sworn in for the Planning Commission. Greg Gooch and Jessica Romero were nominated and sworn in for the Parks, Recreation, and Fine Arts Commission. Juanita Douse was nominated and sworn in for the Senior Citizens Commission. And Richard Harrison, Jesus Limas, and Nuzath Samira were nominated and sworn in for the Youth Commission. That's all from the meeting this week. Thank you for joining us for Council Recap. Remember, you can watch City Council meetings in their entirety by going to www.youtube.com and searching for Hawthorne Community Television. See you next time.